Well, good morning, everybody. It is Sunday morning. It is the last Sunday of February. Yeah, it is. And it is a leap year. I was talking about that, I think, last coffee, and I think, oh, no, it is leap year this year. So we have an extra day in this month. So, and if it's a little bit ruckusy in the background, the puppies wanted to come in here. Some mornings they want to come in here with me, and other mornings they want nothing to do with coming in here. But they're kind of like in a slow, quiet, nappy mode right now. So one likes to sleep up on the bed, and the one likes to sleep on the floor, because my older puppy, she's not old either, I think she's like 9 this year, she always gets warm, so she likes to like stretch out, whereas the little one, who is I think 4, there's about, always likes to be cuddled up in a ball, and she loves to crawl under the covers and snuggle by you and suck your body heat, and the other one likes to sit by you when you're on the couch. So puppy talk this morning. And where was I reading in one of my little Schnauzer books when we first got our Schnauzers, that Schnauzers are known to be like barnacles. They like to like cling to you, and they do. When they like to like be touching you all the time, which is kind of nice. We like our little snuggle dogs. They're nice little lap dogs. So anywho, today is Sunday. What did I do yesterday? My normal shopping stuff. And I wrapped up all of my purchases for my little spring giveaway things, which I was very happy about. I got some really super good deals, and it might not have been on an index card, but it was on a piece of paper that I wrote down what I have here at the house, and what I needed to get, and I pretty much stuck to my list, because remember, as I told you last time, I'm trying to curb my buy it all issues that I have, so I really stuck to my list. And I finished out getting most of the stuff that I needed for a couple of birthday presents, and all my giveaway stuff. I can't wait to do my spring giveaway again. I want to do it. It's not spring. It's a spring giveaway. I'm going to wait till spring for all of you. And that would be really fun. And some just cute little things. I don't go, my giveaways aren't ever like, big, huge, extravagant things or anything. Just like, it's always nice to get a little something. I always like to, if you win a little something or get a little gift or some little freebie thing, I like that. I don't care what it is. I just like the whole premise of getting a little surprise of some sort. Because the older you get, the less little cute surprises you get in life, right, girls? So anyway, so did that, stuck to my list. I was happy about that, and made all of my, made a little list of, because as I told you, and in the background, if you can see on either side of me, I started to get out my outfits for Viva Las Vegas, which is in 2 months. The dress on this side, no problem, fits just fine. This cute little number here that I did buy at Viva last year, can get it on, but you have to be careful with your vintage clothes, girls, because I don't get my vintage clothes and re-seam them and re-zipper them or anything. They're as is. So the seams have a tendency, if they're snug, because there's not any give in the old clothes, because there's no Leica or spandex like everything has now, which I love. They'll rip on you. They'll rip. The zipper will rip out on you. The back will rip. I've wore some vintage things and had to do some last minute when I've been out and about, what am I talking about? Safety pinning. Safety pins. I was going to say bobby pins. Safety pinning, because, and I always have little bucks, because when you're wearing some of those vintage things, you never know when something might blow on you. So I always have those with me, but this dress would not pass the test of give. It's snug, so I can't wear it there, because I can't wear any of my vintage stuff unless it happens to be my outfits that I have that are from like the 60s, 70s, when we take a little vintage camper, and they're everything is made out of double knit polyester, and of course, that will stretch to, the third day of Wednesday, or what's that saying? I don't remember saying, but anyway, that stuff will stretch all over the place, and it lasts forever. The stuff that I have that is all that knit stuff, you can't even, it looks like it's brand new. It looks like from the day. I know I'll see ladies out and about, and they'll have their suits on, and I know some of them suits are from the 70s, and they look like they're brand new. They wash well, they wear well, they don't wear out, they don't pill. You have to give it to the synthetic fibers that they had then, and how they made them, because they were made to last. Not wear for a season or two and start looking bad. They last, and they still look just as well as they did then. The only bad thing is about that stuff, there is no breathability to any of those polyester fabrics. And a couple times last summer we were having a what was it? It was a Bloody Mary buffet, at Hay Creek Campground. That's what it was. And I always, if I take my vintage camper out, we always wear year appropriate to whatever we're doing with the camper. So all this stuff, when we take our vintage camper out, I would say the clothes age range, spit that out, is from 65 to 75. So that 10-year area of time or whatever, not quite a decade because it's split between two, all of the clothes that we have for the camper when we take it out during that time is for that time. But when we were hosting it, we had taken our camper out last summer twice, little one, 2 different times, and one was in July and one was August. We will never do it again. Those little vintage campers, and they're sealed tight. It was like an oven because we don't have AC. Ours is all original inside, so everything is as is. We don't even have a electric water pump in it. Ours is the type that you fill the water tank up, which is underneath the sleeper, or not the sleeper sofa. I can't find my words today. Is underneath the living room couch section, and it has a huge water tank in there, right? So I remember we first got the water tank, we had it full, right? And we got water pressure and got in the, we didn't think about how we got water or how the pressure was. There was no electric pressure pump or whatever that's called for it. Then all of a sudden we didn't have any water. No water. What's going on? We didn't know. I could figure it out. What a mechanical bunch we were. So my husband had, was it my husband or son, I can't remember, had locked their keys in their vehicle, which has happened many times over the years with our family members. Not me, I haven't done it. But, so the key fella, Gordy from Gordy's Lock and Key, was over here making another set because, I can't remember who it was. They locked all of their keys in their car. Why would you have all your keys in the car? But they did. So he goes, hey, you got a, looks like a 70 da-da-da-da camper. I'm like, yeah, I said, and then I was talking, and I was talking about we don't have a water pump in it and this and that. And he goes, well, don't you put air in? I said, what are you talking about? So we're on the outside of the camper where there's a spot to put the water in. Like I said, we got it, and it's like, here it is, and we didn't have any background in vintage campers or whatever. He said you put a tire pump hose right where there's a little, and there sure enough was like, you know, like on your bicycle tires, that little nozzle, and you put your hose and pump your tires up. Well, sure enough, it had that. So you guess you fill your tank up with water, and then since if the tank is full, you got pressure from the water in the tank that causes some pressure. But when the level goes low, you lose the pressure, the air pressure in it. So then you got to put air back in it. I didn't know that. I said, what? So he says, yeah, you just get air. So sure enough, yep, it works. You put, when the water starts getting a lower level in that tank, we go outside, and I got a bicycle pump, and then I have to set on a stool, and then we pump the air back into the tank. We got water pressure again. Yeah, it was like the whole first year or so. I know, the things you learn. You always learn little things about it. So anyhow, what was I talking about before I started going down that road of the, oh, clothes for Viva. So started with that. So anyway, that was, sorry about that sidetrack, you know me. So I got one dress fit fine, of course, because it's a bigger size, and the other one, nope, it isn't going to work. So that was it. I told you last Saturday or Sunday I was going to get out my clothes, start trying them on, see if it motivated, and yes, it does, because otherwise my wardrobe has gone from down to this right now, and I want to be able to take what I want. I want to be able to wear what I want when I go to Vegas in 2 months. So I got plenty of time to lose the weight I need to get into them. So, anywho, after a little shopping and getting all my last minute stuff for, not last minute stuff, but stuff for my giveaway I was so excited about, 50% off. It was 50% off e.l.f. products and some other cruelty-free products. So it was enough to round out and finish all my giveaway stuff. So I was happy about that. And then we didn't go out to eat because that can be a culprit. It's kind of hard to go out to eat, especially if it's a good restaurant and not get to what you want or just whatever. And we got going late, so I got up and had my nice healthy oatmeal for breakfast. And then I met a girlfriend, Jessica, for lunch. I got to catch up. I haven't seen her for a year, I think. Oh, I don't know. Got to do some good catching up and visiting with her at lunch, and went to Subway and had a nice salad. Stuck to it. You know, you're always like, oh, 2 meals down, right? And then we went shopping for groceries, and I got all of my stuff that I need to eat healthily. And I don't buy diet food, I just buy healthy food, you know, lots and lots of vegetables and lean meats and that type of stuff, you know, healthy cereal. So I kind of follow that, but I'm not signed up because there's no meetings for Weight Watchers that cooperate with the times that I work my job, or close enough. So I'm on, and I don't even know if it's a active plan anymore, but it's called Simple Start, and there's this food list, and you can eat everything on that food list with no measuring or weighing, and I've done it before. I did it a couple of years ago, and it works. If you stick with it, it works. And any day it works, I guess, if you stick with it, right, girls? So, and anything on this, I think it's called Power Foods list. I don't know. Yeah, it is. So everything that's on the list, you can eat anything you want to on that list. And you can eat as much. If you wanted to eat however much of whatever you wanted on that list, you can. And that's the thing is with me, I don't like feeling hungry. And then if I feel hungry, then that's when things go awry and I do things that I'm not supposed to. And since I'm talking so much about so many things, I need some coffee. It's cooled down enough, and I'm on my 5th cup. Yep, I'm on my 5th cup already. Got up early and was doing this, that, and the other thing. So everything on this list you can eat, and it works. If you completely stick to the list, you do lose weight. And another thing I did, so I got all that lined up, right? And then I went, and my treadmill, which is in the basement, and our basement's a finished basement. It's okay. It's a little cooler down there. But we got a big screen TV, so I can get on my treadmill and put my favorite show, Downton Abbey, or something that keeps my interest, Sex in the City, or put Pride and Prejudice would be a really good exercise one. But anyway, whatever your favorite show is, and put that in, and just walk and watch it. Don't think about that. For me, I can't think about that. I'm exercising, and how many miles of it? I'm going to. This is my plan. I'm going to, whatever program is, put it in, and just get on my treadmill and walk till that program's done. Of course, it can be a half-hour program. But just start with that and just walk at whatever speed I want, just so I'm walking more than I usually do in my normal day. And then I'm exercising. And I got it rolling. So anyway, get my treadmill out. And it has been years since I've gotten it out and gotten it ready, and I moved the treadmill so it's in a good spot, good visibility for the TV set, got it in a good position. And of course there's like 8 million dead Asian beetles under it. I don't know where you live you have them, but we have they're called Asian beetles. They look like a jacked up ladybug, and I guess somebody had the great idea to bring these Asian beetles into the United States to get rid of some other infestation of something it would take care of. And then, I don't know if it did or not, but then they took over, and now they're all over the place. And I'm not kidding. I can like clean and vacuum and whatever, and if it's a sunny warm day in the winter, I don't know, they're coming out of the woodwork. You'll just have piles of them. You gotta vacuum them up, and they can kind of be stinky. Ugh. And they're, like I said, they look like the jacked up ladybug. And if they're on you, they will like leave a little residue of stuff around your house, and I think they even bite you. I think those are what I'm thinking of. They'll like even bite you a little bit. Oh, I don't like them. Anyway, underneath my treadmill was this pile of these dead Asian beetles that have been down there for however long it was since I moved my treadmill last. So anyway, what are you talking about? So I got the treadmill out and got it all ready and everything, right? So then I plug it in, got the extension, everything's set, right? And I thought, well, I just want to let it, because it's been a couple years, it's probably good just to turn it on and let it run, you know, without the weight of me on it, and just to loosen everything back up and get her rolling, and nothing. Oh Lord, no. I thought, please don't let this be, because I need that extra activity to help me lose weight. And like I said, I can go walking, and it's not bad out right now, but I don't like to be cold and miserable and wet and walk through smushy, ishy gooiness outside. So I thought, great, it's broken, and I've had it forever and a day and probably can't get it fixed, and oh, I was just dragging myself down, and I was standing on it, looking at it, and pushing this and that, and maybe do I got it plugged in? Is there on and off switches, or this or that? Oh, Lord. Well, all treadmills have. It's a little teeny tab that you're supposed to put on your body and put it, and it goes into a slot and it connects to you in case you get wiped out on the treadmill or something, that pulls out of the automatic and will automatically shut it off when it comes out disengaged. Well, I didn't have that thing, and I didn't have the little, looks like a little red plastic card of, you know, just insert it in there so you can turn it on. It's a safety feature. So it works. I was happy. Oh, it's always nice when you're getting all upset and you're like, oh, all frustrated with something, and then it has an outcome that was like, oh, okay. So I was happy about that. So that's all ready to roll too. Got that, just kind of a busy day. I mean, we did that, and what else did we do? We didn't go out to eat, but we did go to, and I love science fiction or science fantasy, or me and my dad, I don't know how many hours and hours and hours when I was little from on up, we would watch the original Star Trek. And I think by the time I came around, I think it was reruns. I don't know when it originally aired. I think in the 60s. I wouldn't remember it then. So I think we were watching the reruns of it when I was little to watch it, but we watched it. I love the original Star Trek. And the Next Generation, I kind of watched that too. And I love the whole new Star Trek movies that they've come out with just recently that kind of take you back, and it kind of changes the storyline, but they're done very, very well. Because I'm sure if any of you remember back in the day when the original cast of the TV series Star Trek, they did make some Star Trek movies in the later years, and some of them were pretty cheesy, but I'll still watch them. I love them. We were up to Wizard World a couple of years ago. William Shatner was there, and I was kind of starstruck just to see him. We didn't do the whole meet and greet and go, because I'm cheap. But just to see him in person, that was just enough for me. You know, just like when you go to Viva Las Vegas and you see some of the more prominent or famous, to me, I guess, YouTubers, and you get to meet them or see them or whatever. I'm always kind of like a little bit starstruck or whatever. I don't want to be a fanatic or anything, but so it's kind of neat to meet people in person, in real life. I would never go up to William Shatner and say hi or anything. That's what's nice about YouTube. Everybody's so approachable, and you can talk to them, and if you are a fan of their YouTube channel or something, you can just walk up and say, hi, you know, I'm one of your subscribers and I watch your YouTube stuff. And they're very cordial, and they're talkative and talk to you, which is really nice and stuff, where you wouldn't do that with like a movie star or a TV personality, because sometimes they don't like it. But YouTube is very, because we're social. YouTube is all about social media. Oh, and I know I'm all over the place yet again today. So I don't think I brought it up last time we had coffee, and it just sprung in my head. I don't know why I didn't think of it, or why it didn't come to fruition in my thinking process. But I have been on YouTube for a whole year now. It's a combination of, and you're like, well, Mary, your videos don't go back. Well, that's right, because last February I started my first YouTube channel, which was Vintage Camper Gal, and I had that February through the end of July, and then I had a whole bunch of issues and this and that and the other thing, and I ended up losing my whole first channel with its, oh lordy, I think there was maybe 70 videos on there from, you know, from anything from everything like I do now. And I lost the whole thing, and it's a long story. In one of my coffees I kind of talk about it and stuff, and then but it was gone. So between that one and then this one was rebooted in August 1st, I think, was my first morning coffee with this channel. So accumulation of both channels would be a year. You know, if I could ever go directly right to the point or something, wouldn't you guys like that? Because I kind of go all the way around before I get to what I was talking about. So it's been a year for everything. So this is my year. I'm not quite sure when the first official date of my upload of my first video was on YouTube, because that was all wiped out. But I do know it was in February when I first started doing all of this type of stuff. And I did post my first morning coffee video from last February, because I still have all the videos saved on my computer from my first channel, or most of them. A few of them I did lose, but so I posted that up, and I'm just like, and same thing, but I kind of thought, oh Mary, you look so uncomfortable. I remember the first time just sitting down and talking to you guys and stuff. I'm just like, I didn't know what to do and where to look, and because, you know, there's not a person sitting right I guess in my head, I got a good imagination. I imagine that you're sitting here having coffee with me. But you know, I know I have this habit sometimes when I talk to people, I realize that I'm not looking directly at them sometimes. I think I don't know where I'm looking, but I'm like, gosh, was I even looking at him when I was talking to him? I get so all wound up in my head. So anyway, happy anniversary to me, and thank you to everybody who has wished me a little happy anniversary on my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. And I tell you, it doesn't even seem like 1 year. I know you look at some people and they've been on YouTube for, I don't know, when did YouTube even start? 6 or 7 or 8 years ago, or maybe more than that. I don't know. I think it was about 6 or 7 when it all started going. So some of them been on for like that many years, and I'm just a newbie. I'm just been on 1 year, just trying to get my legs or feet wet or whatever with all of this type of stuff, and I just love it. I mean, I'm enjoying it just as much as I did 1 year when I first started. It was all brand spanking new and kind of scary, and you're kind of afraid of how you're gonna look or be perceived or come across to you guys or whatever, and you kind of lose that. You know, it's like, here I am, this is me. Just like when you meet somebody new for the first time, you know, it's all about perception, and I guess, and if you don't like me or who I am or whatever, just like in real life, this is real life, what am I talking about? Or just like when you're face to face with somebody, you know, you kind of get your gist that, well, maybe I don't want to have coffee with them again, or maybe I won't be as visity with them again or whatever. So anyway, thank you again, everybody. I kind of do sound like, because I first did that video, I was going, what? I think I repeated myself like 8 million times on that one too. It's kind of, I kind of look back at that first video and I'm like, oh, I look so scared and so little and so scared. But anyway, I love it. Love doing it and sharing it with everybody. And I'm meeting so many great people. That's one thing I really like about this, is all the people that I'm meeting, and from all over the place. All over the globe and stuff. That's what's kind of nice about the internet. It's global, and you get to meet people that you would never meet in a million years, or visit with them or talk with them, or get a little bit of taste of what their life or their culture or how their living is all about. And I really love that. It's kind of like being on this YouTube channel is kind of like traveling without leaving home, you know, I guess, because just of all the interactions you get to do or different things. And it's so funny how what is that called? I was talking to one of the girls, and Laura, I am so bad about this because, you know, just flip on the top of my head, but I had posted something about California and my cousin and living, and then here, sure, that's not, she's going out to California and she knows exactly where Oxnard was, and so it's kind of like that 6 degrees of separation. I think that's what that's called, where if there's so many steps of whatever, you're somehow related or connected to, or know somebody who knows somebody that you guys are connected to, so you're all kind of globally connected to somebody somehow in this big universe of ours, which is kind of cool too. So, and YouTube bring that all together, so I love that. So anywho, so that's it. That was my weekend. Just kind of did that. Oh, and did I bring it up? Yeah, we went to see the movie Deadpool. I started talking about science fiction. I think I've had too many cups of coffee this morning. I think like I said, this is my 5th cup, and it's still early in the day. Makes me all jazzed up. So we went and saw the movie Deadpool. That might not be somebody's cup of tea, because, you know, I love sci-fi fantasy. Like I said, that's how I got onto this, or that, or the other thing. Star Trek, I love all that type of stuff. So Deadpool, and I am loving the all the new Avenger movies. Anything from the Avengers to oh lordy, like Iron Man and Wolverine and the X-Men and the Avengers and Galaxy. Oh, what was it? Something of the Galaxy. Oh, it had a raccoon in it. That came out. I can't pull the file on that one. And then we went and saw Deadpool. Well, it is not a children's movie for sure. My child is 20, so he could go with me. And he kept saying, "Mom, I don't know if you're gonna..." You know what? I can swear like a sailor on a bad day too, and I am used to. I grew up, and there's 5 boys in my family. There's 5 brothers and stuff. So here you grew up with that language, and I said, "Come on, Steph, you know me better than that." Oh, but I don't think you want to go with me. And there is some nudity and some sexual type stuff going on in the movie, and blood and gore and guts and the whole works. So it's just kind of a combination of it was just an explosion of stuff on screen. I loved it. Deadpool was awesome. It lived up to all my expectations. But like I said, if you don't like nudity or vulgar stuff or bloody stuff, don't go, because it's not like one of the X-Men movies, because those are totally PG or PG-13. This was R, and this was a heavy R for sure, but I loved it. I love anything that has any with those realms, anything sci-fi or fantasy. And of course I like my old historical romance movies and my Downton Abbeys, and I guess I have a full range of different, and action adventures too. I'm not really pinholed or pegged into any genre of anything when it comes to literature or movies or music even. I'm diverse with all of that type of stuff. I'm wide open. I'm like, if you don't try it, you might not like it. If you don't watch it, you might not. Or if you don't think you're going to like a book, read it anyway. Or at least start it. And if you don't like it, then of course quit or whatever. You can't get into it. But it's always fun to try something. I've got like 3 books that Jennifer from A Vintage Vantage, she had recommended this series. And I'm like, those sound right up my alley. And I bought this and got them for nothing on Amazon, and they're in my drawer because it was going to be my winter reading. Then I never got into it. You know, you got the little things you're going to do, or movies though, you'll sit down. I think it's harder to sit down and read a book sometimes because I get tired. I'll sit and lay in bed, and I'm not one who, I can kind of sit and read, I guess, but I prefer to lay in bed, get all jammied up, get all comfortable, and then read a book while I'm laying in bed. That's just my favorite reading position because I can kind of really get into, I really like to, I don't like distractions or things around me, because when I read a book, I like to be into the book and part of the book. I don't like to have any distractions or talking or background noise, so I guess that's why I like to do it in bed when I do. But I fall asleep. I used to, back in the day, I would whip through historical romance novels or historical fantasy romance novels like you can't believe. I would stay up until 3 or 4 in the morning reading stuff. I mean, I'd peel through over half a book in a night, no problem. Yeah, I need my sleep. I fall asleep. I get sleepy now, so I can't do that. So this summer, there might be a lake book when it's quiet up at the camper, sitting inside, because my camper is usually pretty quiet, because it's only maybe half the time, 5 times, 6 times a year that I have company up in my trailer. Otherwise, it's me and the puppy dogs. So it's quiet book reading time. So I'm going to have to do it for that time. So that's all that's going on with me. Starting the diet and the exercise routine and getting all that. And I got it all ready and ready to go. Did my motivator what I need, because I want to wear my stuff. I want to wear, everybody wears such cute stuff to Viva. And I'm going to take a mix of my vintage stuff and then some of my reproductive, not reproductive, not baby, reproduced things that look like they're 40s or 50s. Oh, I always get that word. I always come out of my mouth, not reproductive. The reproductions of dresses, but my non-cloth stuff. So I'm going to take a little bit of everything. And then when we're traveling, I always take something that's comfortable for the plane. I like to be comfy on the plane. I enjoy flying on planes. It's just like a little thrill. I just love it. Taking off, the whole airport thing and the checking in. I love the whole thing about airport. Maybe because I don't travel enough that it's, I know people who travel a lot, they're like, ugh. I love it. I love the whole experience, going, getting dropped off. I love all of it. So, always wear something comfortable on the plane. And, then we also have to take a little something because we're going to take one day during the vacation to go out and go to, it is Red Rock Canyon. I've been to Fire Valley out by Vegas, which is beautiful. And we're going to do Red Rock Canyon because it's very close and right by Vegas. I mean, we can see the Red Rock Canyon from the Orleans, and we could see it from our room. If you look at pictures, I don't know if I got them posted, from our room last time, we could see the pool and Red Rock Canyon. It was a perfect room. That's what I'm going to ask for again because I loved it. I love to be able to see that in the morning, off in the distance, and then also hear the stuff down at the pool. That was kind of fun. So that's what's going on with me. I'm organized. Got some cleaning done. Got my things. I can't wait to do my spring giveaway. And that's all that's going on with me. And that's enough.